Hey, what up, people? Back at it again. We're here to react to a video of the 10 greatest food facts ever. I mean, there could be some shit in here that we'd be like, ugh, what the fuck? Like, I never knew that. So, just want to let you know that, there could be some shit in here that will gross you out. So, fair warning. Let's get right into it.
Well?
Really good.
Really good.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 gross facts about food.
Hey, Larry, this tastes like ice cream. Come on over here. Yeah. Give it a lick, Larry.
For this list, we're looking at the most disgusting facts about the things that you eat every day.
What the
Let us know in
fuck
the
is
comments
that?
if you'll be switching
looks
up your
horrible.
diet
Holy
or
shit.
braving these weird ingredients. Number 10, Cochineal Bugs. The cochineal insect is a small bug
You
endemic to
serious?
the Americas.
Bugs?
Underneath its waxy exterior, it is a vivid
I mean, I'll do
red
that if it's the end
due
of
to
the
presence
world.
of
That's about
carbonic
it.
acid,
But
which it uses
just
as
for
a
the
defense
hell of it,
mechanism.
I cannot do
Cochineal
that.
bugs are one of the
No
very
way.
few insects that produce red carminic acid in their bodies. It's there to stop other insects from eating them, but this acid is also the source
good.
of E120, as found in the pink icing of many a fairy cake.
This acid can be extracted and diluted with other substances, creating a bright red dye, generally known as carmine or natural red 4.
Now watch this. We're going to add a few drops of water and watch what happens. In just seconds, it turns into a brilliant scarlet red dye.
This bug extract is harmless to humans and has long been a common additive to make foods redder.
For thousands of years, people have been using these bugs to dye everything, from clothes to pottery. But it wasn't until more recently that they made their way into commercial foods.
However, most people don't like the idea of an insect as part of their frappuccino, as Starbucks discovered in 2012 when people protested the use of carmine dye.
Company spokesman did tell us they started using cochineal extract to move away from some dyes and other artificial ingredients, that the extract is FDA approved, and that it would never do anything to harm its customers.
Starbucks ended up removing the dye for an alternative. Number 9.
They removed it for a
poisoned
reason,
honey.
you know what I mean?
It's widely recommended that children
it could
under
harm
the age of
them.
1 shouldn't consume honey at all.
Poisoned honey.
Because it
Wow.
can sometimes contain bacteria that is dangerous to a baby. The vast majority of honey is safe to eat, but because of the chance of a baby contracting botulism, the recommendation is important to follow.
And since C. botulinum is so common in our environment, researchers believe that bees pick it up on their way to the hive where they produce honey.
Botulism is also a dangerous disease for adults to contract and can even cause paralysis. But adult digestive systems are able to process the
I like
spores
honey,
in the
too.
honey
Honey's
before
great
they multiply
for me.
enough to become a life-threatening illness.
Usually,
But, I mean,
the
for
signs
babies,
of
probably they're
paralysis
trying to say.
start upwards. So the first symptom that we see in patients with botulism poisoning usually is the drooping of the eyelids, and then can spread downwards.
It's certainly better to err on the side of caution and keep honey and honey-containing products away from babies.
We want
be a
to be
cutie
really
baby.
careful
That's
about
a cutie
even
baby.
things that might have honey, like a honey graham cracker or honey nut Cheerios, or even the little pacifiers that are dipped in honey.
Let's go, toast. Right here. Right here. Let's go.
Number 8, shellac. You may know this substance better by the friendly nickname confectioner's glaze, which makes it sound like a delicious sugary coating for all kinds of tasty treats. But while shellac isn't harmful when used in food, it's another common additive made from bugs.
Tiny insects suck the sap from host trees and secrete an amber-coloured resinous pigment known as lac, which females use to create a network of tunnels so they can move around on the branches.
Specifically, shellac is a resin secreted by the lac bug, which is indigenous to India and
lac
Thailand
bug.
and is also cultivated in China and Vietnam. You've almost certainly eaten shellac too if you've ever eaten common candies like jelly beans. Perhaps more disturbing
Oh,
than shellac's
damn.
insectoid origins,
Shellac is
however,
good, yo.
is the other products it's also used
Shellac.
in, which include nail and furniture
Very good.
polish. Those are substances that you definitely don't want to eat.
Shellac is a revolution in nail polish. It is what we like to call a hybrid polish. It goes on like a polish, but it has the wear and durability of a gel without damaging your own natural nail.
Number 7, pink slime. You've probably seen the infamous pink slime circulating on the internet. But is this a real substance? And more importantly, have you ever eaten it?
It's said to be the entire chicken. Eyes, guts, bones, ground up into something called mechanically separated
And I'm allergic to
poultry.
chicken, thank God.
Not us, says McDonald's. Photo hoax. But pink goo won't go away.
The answer to both of those questions is likely yes. Pink slime, or quote, lean, finely textured beef, is commonly added to processed meats like ground beef and hamburgers.
Fuck.
In fact, some ground beef might be more pink slime than fresh beef.
It's economic fraud.
Wow.
It's not fresh ground beef. It's a substitute. It's a cheap substitute being added in.
It's used so that meat production companies can make their beef go further by diluting fresh meat with the processed alternative. Ew.
This is a practice that is openly sort of admitted to being in at least 70% of ground beef products.
And in 2019, the pink slime was officially categorized as ground beef on its own in the U.S. It's safe to eat, but is it worth it?
Pink slime.
Number 6,
Whew.
Kopi Luwak.
I haven't
When
eaten
most
McDonald's
people
in a
drink
while, but
coffee,
damn,
they
pink
hope that
slime,
the
they call that
coffee
shit.
hasn't already been consumed, digested, and excreted before going into their cup. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of the luxurious Kopi Luwak coffee, that won't be the case.
This bag costs at least $100.
All right,
Now,
and we're
I've
gonna.
heard it was also from somewhere else.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that after we all take a drink. Okay, y'all ready?
Though Kopi Luwak is internationally recognized as delicious, it's made from coffee cherries that have been eaten and pooped out by the Asian palm civet, a cat-like mammal.
I'm sure none
lives
of my
throughout
people has
Southeast
been eating
Asia,
that shit or
from
drinking
India
that
to
shit, that kind of
Indonesia.
coffee,
Comes
but
out
damn.
like
Oof.
that. Yeah. And that's
That's
the magic
nasty.
stuff.
Bang out
Supposedly,
nasty.
this adds to the flavor, but does that matter when knowing how it's produced will turn your stomach? On the bright side, it's so expensive that there's no danger of drinking it by mistake.
Kopi Luwak, the rarest beverage in the world.
My man.
Take a whiff. Go ahead.
Number 5, rennet. There's a reason why lots of
that's
cheeses
a lot of cheese. I
aren't
love
suitable
cheese,
for
though. That's one thing.
vegetarians or
Let me
people
see
with
what he
other
says.
dietary requirements. And it's because many use rennet in their production. Rennet is an enzyme commonly found in the stomach lining of calves.
That's
used to
okay. I ain't
separate
worried about
curds
that
and
shit.
whey in milk.
We eat beef.
Something
Nigga,
you
I ain't
have
worried
to
about
do
that.
to make certain cheeses.
The calf
Come on
produces
now.
enzymes to help them digest their mother's milk.
Luckily, there are lots of vegetarian and vegan alternatives, such as extracts from figs and nettles. Though almost as gross is the rennet alternative that uses mold. Animal rennet and the cheeses that use it aren't going to do you any harm, but we won't judge you if knowing this changes the way you think about cheese. Number 4, shrimp poop.
I'm
If
allergic
you've
to
ever
shrimp
prepared a
too, so I'm
meal or a
good.
recipe that uses shrimp,
I ain't
you
worried about
probably have
that.
to devein your ingredients. But what exactly is that
But
vein?
I used to be a
Well,
chef, so I
actually,
know
it
that
isn't
you gotta
vein.
clean
has
it out,
nothing
that's
to do
all.
with blood. No, it's the shrimp's intestine, and it's full of exactly what you would expect an intestine to be
You just
full
gotta
of.
clean it out, so fuck what they say.
And what we're looking for there is that little dirt sac.
Yep, get that shit
That's
out
got
of
to come
there.
out. Otherwise, if you cook the prawn with that sac in there, it's crunchy, it's not very nice, and it ruins that
Because it's
sweet
poo-poo.
flavour.
It's impossible
Poo-poo,
to tell
Gordon,
exactly what's
poo-poo.
in the intestine since you don't know what kind of garbage that shrimp was eating when it was still alive. But if you have a weak stomach, you'll definitely want to pull out that vein.
Removing this will enhance the final result of the dish and ensure it is not grainy.
Thankfully, there's little risk in eating a shrimp that hasn't been deveined. It'll only change the taste somewhat.
Probably a
Now
lot.
you're ready
I
for
don't
shrimp
know, but I
appetizers,
bet you a lot
shrimp
will.
stir fries, shrimp skewers, and you've saved some cash.
Number 3, castoreum.
There was one point you were talking to a bunch of kids, and you said that vanilla ice cream contains beaver.
A beaver anal gland, yes. Oh, come on, you telling me you don't like a little bit of beaver anal gland?
This is another case of
Beaver
so-called
anal
luxury
gland.
food
What the
item
fuck is
being
that?
One of the most disgusting things known
That
to
just sound
man.
disgusting.
Castoreum is an extract that you can find in a specific beaver gland called a castor sac, which is used by the beaver to mark its territory. The problem? That gland is in the beaver's anus. Harvesting castoreum is difficult, time-consuming, and expensive, which is why you'll only find it in the most high-end luxury goods. Specifically, costly vanilla ice cream and some perfumes that contain a vanilla note.
Did you hear me? Hey, stop, hold it right there. You put that ice cream in your mouth, and you are in very, very, very big trouble. Don't you dare go anywhere beyond that.
Don't worry though, regular vanilla ice cream won't contain
Ooh,
castoreum.
some ice cream.
If a product is friendly to your wallet,
Little kids love
probably
ice cream,
didn't
though.
come from a beaver's butt.
Welcome to the next level. This is the all-new Lexus NX with intuitive tech.
Watch for traffic.
And our most advanced safety system ever.
Number 2, dead wasps. If you've ever eaten a fig, chances are high that you might have also eaten the digested remains of a wasp. Yes, really.
Look at that. Inside, there are brown males and black females, each with a specific job.
That's because, as maligned as wasps are, they're highly important pollinators in the ecosystem and are
They're
the
mad
main
tiny though.
pollinators
Aren't
of
they
some of the
usually
figs
bigger?
that we
These
cultivate
wasps?
and eat.
Within, the cavity is lined by both male and female flowers. Each is little bigger than a pinhead. But some of the female ones have been parasitized.
Female fig wasps will climb inside figs to lay their eggs, but the catch is they need to be male figs or the wasp can't get back out. The wasps can't tell which figs are which, and often they'll die an unpleasant death inside.
But at least she's delivered the pollen, yeah? And hey, good news for us, an enzyme inside the fig called ficin breaks down her corpse into protein. So it just ingests the dead wasp and makes it part of the delicious ripened fruit for us to eat.
Thankfully, the fig is perfectly capable of digesting the wasp so that
That's what
nothing
you talking
remains,
about.
which is why you've never
Eating
found
wasp.
Before we
They
continue,
mad tiny.
be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Subscribe, please.
You have
Watch
the
Mojo.
option to be notified for occasional
They're
videos
entertaining.
or
I
all
always
of
watch
them.
them.
If you're on your phone, make sure you
I'm
go
gonna do
into
more
your
reactions
settings
to
and
them.
switch on notifications.
So,
Number 1.
Number
What
one,
the
here we go.
FDA allows.
Next time you use that jar of spice, take a close look because it's possible you might find something like this.
oh come
Most
on,
people
man!
will
Don't tell me that
horror
shit, yo. For real,
stories about what
y'all
the U.S.'s
nasty,
Food and
yo.
Drug Administration allows into the products that the American public consumes. And unfortunately, many of those stories are completely true.
When it comes to food safety, everyone has a responsibility. We cannot let our guard down.
There are quote-unquote acceptable levels of all kinds of dangerous and disgusting things, according to the FDA, including allowing hairs and insect fragments in peanut butter, allowing over a dozen maggots in a can of mushrooms.
I don't eat
allowing
mushrooms. I'm
traces
good.
of
So all y'all
feces
mushroom
in
people,
widely
listen to that
consumed
shit.
hot dogs and insects
Damn, I
in
eat hot dogs,
raisins.
though.
And even
I don't eat
allowing
raisins.
tomato paste and canned pineapples to contain certain levels of mold. If you want to continue to eat food without feeling horrible, it's best you don't look into FDA food regulations any further.
The FDA says the best thing to do
That's
to
gross.
ensure your safety is to wash and cook your foods thoroughly.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this
I
other
do.
recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
You heard that, right? So subscribe and click the bell, and to my channel too. Appreciate y'all.